We're officially live, so to speak.
Ja, here we are again.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hey allemaal, hoe gaat het?
Goed zo, meow. Oh, you're talking to everybody out there, actually. Sorry about that. Yeah, we just were, Tone and I were just talking about the weather,
Yeah,
honestly, because it's always, see him outside on the patio of his beautiful garden. And I know, oh yeah, mooi weer. And he confirmed
zeker.
that for me. Um, and we're not, at least this episode, going to be talking about gardens. Actually, we may. I find every single conversation we have somehow includes gardens as a topic or subtopic. But what I would like to dive into is something that Tone in a conversation
Yeah.
last week elegantly described as the paradox of life.
Yes, not knowing that during the last couple of days, two people died in my direct circle. And that's, I'm talking about my brother. One of my brothers died. And uh, yeah, paradoxically enough, or strangely enough, um, one of my best friends died as well, and he died in the same week. And I heard about the news of his passing the same day that I um, had the ceremony for my brother's funeral. So it was kind of a crazy day. That was last Friday.
Yes.
Oh my God, you can't make it up in a movie script. It's crazy.
No, no. And
Uh,
the only reason why I learned about this term, the paradox of life, is
hmm,
you shared it with me when I reached out to you to share with you an old friend, a buddy from the stunt side of the industry, someone I'd worked with on several shows,
right. Yes.
also died very
Mm,
young, and a guy who by any measure of success, you would say was very successful. He had been Chris Pratt's stunt double since 2010. So anything you'd seen Jurassic Park or Guardians related, he was a part of. And
right.
it really struck me, especially because of how young he was, because he was
Right.
47. And
Exactly. Yeah.
when you're 20 or 25, man, you think the 40s are a long way away, and
Uh-huh.
50 is ancient,
Yes.
and 60
Yeah. Yeah. That's
60 is something that happens to other people. But Tone, I would like for you to describe, as your mother explained it to you, what the paradox of life is.
well, what it is that the paradox of life is for me is the my mom said once upon a time, you know what? Look, everybody wants to grow old, but um, once you're getting older, you notice that there are a lot of things moving away from you, like the people that you love, your family, everybody dies around you. So, and then you realize how much it's worth to have your family and friends around you, and also all the things that you experience when you're younger, like smells and experiences, and everything gets you perceive everything in a different way. You have to um, you have to be more uh, aware of the beautiful things in life. They don't come as naturally to you as when you're younger. That's my experience, at least. So my mom said, being old is nice. Or getting older, everybody wants to grow old. But once you're old, it's not necessarily that it makes you happier. So, but everybody wants to. And if you are, or getting older, it's not a recipe for being happy. You have to keep pursuing it. Pretty cool. Yeah,
Right.
I never forgot that. And
And
I
you
experience it now.
you brought up how appreciating things like smells and colors. And I remember after my car accident, I suddenly became aware of how vibrant the colors of nature were, how many different variegated colors of green there might exist on the leaves of a tree. And I found
Yeah.
all of that really fascinating because it's something I had never paid any attention to before. And I think, when we talk about the paradox of life, uh, I'm gonna reference something called opportunity cost, and my macroeconomics professor would be thrilled that I
Mm.
remember it and how it applies. And so, and for those of you who don't know, opportunity cost is the choice you make for one thing at the cost or expense of another, recognizing the opportunity for the choice you're making. And it's something that we do every single day. And the opportunity cost here is you make that choice to do what you need to and can to live. The cost is, of course, as we get older, we lose those around us. It's a natural given.
Yeah.
And I really
Yeah.
feel strongly what you said about how we have to appreciate every moment. And yeah, I mean,
Yes.
you can vouch. When I was there a few months ago,
Mm.
you'd get up and see me outside in a short sleeve shirt or maybe just a shirt and jacket, and it was, man, for me, it was lekkerkout. That cold weather
Yeah.
was nice because I'm not going to
Yes.
get that back
Yeah.
back home. So I'm taking advantage of it. The opportunity
Yeah.
cost is maybe I suffer frostbite by being outside where it's cold, but
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was very crazy for me to see. On the other hand, I can understand completely. You live in a very hot climate, of course. So
yep,
for you, being able to sit outside, just hang out, and okay, it's a little chilly, maybe, but for you, it doesn't matter. Just being
worth
here and enjoying the outdoors is great for you.
it's worth it.
And I
And
go like, "Are you fucking crazy? Let's go inside."
yeah, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other thing though is you've beautifully created this garden that brings the outside in
yeah.
and
Try
transforms
to.
an outside space into an enclosed space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It begs to be used.
Mm.
It's not a piece of show furniture with clear plastic over it that no one's ever allowed to sit on.
No,
Your
no,
garden is
exactly.
designed to be used.
Yes, and to enjoy. Yeah, enjoy the view of your garden. It's really
Yep.
important. And a lot of people go like, "Well, everybody else can do it, but I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Why not? Because yeah, it's way too much work. What else do you want to do in life? Do nothing? Just might as well do something, right? Yeah,
One,
do something out of the box.
you do it one step at a time.
Yeah.
And I think going back to the paradox of life, going back to making sure the people in your life understand their value to you is you do it one step at a time. You make it a point to pick up the phone. What we're doing right now is a perfect example of the technology that exists at everyone's fingertips, right here, right here. There's
Yeah,
no longer an excuse. It's not a telephone with a super long cord and a rotary dial that you've got to dial. I mean,
exactly, mate.
you pick that up,
That's exactly
you
it.
pick
Yeah.
that up, you make that call, you check in
Yeah.
on your friend, you check in on your family member, you call someone just to say hi. Sometimes you fire off a text just to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you and I love you." And Tone will vouch for that. I am sending messages all the time, and
Yes.
he does it to me, and he even, it's kind of funny because there was one point where you'd said to me, I really like the fact you don't have any problem with saying I love you. And I said, I don't. And I think also part and parcel for that is I don't remember the first time, but it's gone on for a long time that the first time we'd see each other, we'd greet each other with a kiss on the lips. And it's like, fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah,
cares?
yeah.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Not a lot of people do that, mate.
No, no.
No, it's yeah, it's very, very quickly people they go like, "Oh, you're gay," what the fuck does that have to do with that? It's not about being gay. It's about liking people or loving people, and
Showing love,
you know,
about
you're
showing love.
not the only one though. I do it with one of my other friends as well. So
Oh
just goes
yeah.
to show it.
Well,
It does.
well,
But
no, but
it's all but it's also a semi-cultural thing, right?
yeah.
Guys kiss on the lips. Oh,
Yep.
why? Why? Oh,
Well,
you don't do
yeah,
that. Well, you got to be tough. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the, the Dutch way, of course, is three kisses, which I think is so much fun. But um, I think it's important. I think it's important that we make sure the people in our lives know how important they are. And
Mm.
I shared on social media the passing of both Tony and Mike, and
Oh my God, yeah.
with Mike, I remember all of us sitting and hanging out watching Formula One, and man, it was just it was gezellig,
It
right?
was. It was, yeah.
It was just a really nice,
Ooh,
relaxed, good time, and
yeah.
and I thought, man, I want to do this again. You have
Yeah.
moments, you experience moments where you go, I know this has to end, but I really don't want it to. And
Right.
that was one of those. And you think,
Right.
boy, I can't wait to hang out with these people again. And that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
That's all that
We're not
matters.
we're not guaranteed. Well, all we get is the want or desire. But
But here we are again. That's this thing that the happiness is in the little things, which people consider little, but enjoying your friends, enjoying your family, sitting out, hanging out, just having fun,
details.
and create, yeah, but not, it doesn't have to be anything special. You don't have to go out to Disney. Of course, you can if you like to,
The
but
moment
not
itself,
necessarily.
the
Yeah, you
moment
don't
itself
need all the fancy shit. You don't need that.
the moment itself becomes special. Going with you would
Right.
say, yeah, I got to work. You want to go? Yeah. Well, it's going to be boring. I don't care. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be hanging.
Yeah.
I'm going to all you don't have to babysit me. I'm going to make friends
No.
with your colleagues. We're going to have a beer
Yeah.
backstage where we're going to talk.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that to me, and I've said this to you before when I told folks I was very much looking forward to going over to the Netherlands. Like, I'm going home in a sense, and I haven't been in a while. What are you going to do? And I
Right.
said, I'm going to hang out.
I don't
What
know.
do you mean hang out?
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out.
Hang
I'm
out.
probably going
Yeah.
to have beers on the patio, coffee, a lot of
Yeah.
coffee. I said, the only thing I
Yeah.
have to do is have hotting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that became a tradition. Just eat fucking herring.
Yes.
A lot of people grows out for that, but
Yeah.
yeah, we
No.
love it. Ah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Our other dear friend Leon, he showed up in the Netherlands, and I didn't have Harry with him.
Isn't that
Ah,
amazing? Well,
shame.
but without diving too deep, Leon is
Yeah,
dealing with things right now as well. So
yeah, and I'm sorry about
he
that, but
wasn't,
that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
He will be just
You
fine,
can't,
I'm sure.
we
Yeah.
can't see.
There's going to be a day that we're going to have him on this show as
Yeah,
well, I'm sure.
I agree. And
Yeah.
I think about, when we went to Floriada, there was someone who was supposed to join us, but he was also going through things, and
Yeah,
he wound up not going. And
that's okay.
he apologized for it later because he really wanted to see everybody. But
Mm,
and
that's okay.
I think, this is something I just want to bring up real quick. Sometimes when we're feeling our darkest, when we're feeling desolate and lonely and isolated, is exactly the time when you have to surround yourself with love.
Yeah,
It's that
take
paradox
it.
of life, and it's the energy of those people around you. Uh,
Right.
Sometimes just having them around is enough to pick you up, and all of that has become so much more important as we get older.
Enjoying life.
Yeah. Yeah. It is so much more important to for for me, any time with you and Ivana was quality time. Having fondue with Marcia and Marco and Celine and Yessa and just being able to hang out at their
Oh,
house.
right.
Quality
Yeah.
time. It's all
Yeah.
hanging out, going to the thrift store, quality time. Uh, you name
Yeah.
it. Whatever, whatever we're doing. Fixing the safety hazard at Central Parks and the kids' play area. Quality time.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
that's
Yeah.
that's a that's a story for another episode for sure. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. It's
quality
yeah.
time is quality time really is what you make it. Do you agree?
Of course, you have to enjoy every little bit in life, and then it doesn't necessarily have to be something special to enjoy it. You can just do whatever you like and just enjoy it. That's it. That's all it is. It's like you go watching a Formula One race. It can be as boring as hell, but you get together with your friends and just have a good time and get bored together.
Listen, I shared um you were a part of my bachelor party, and it was
Hmm.
very, in America, bachelor parties for guys are typically we're going to a strip club. No, not not interested. For me, it was about hanging out
Yeah,
and hanging out with a close group of people that you want to spend time with. And I
right.
remember going to a bachelor party at a strip club, and I sat with my back to the stage because I wanted to talk to all of these people, some of whom I hadn't seen in over 10 years. And
Which is way more
as a
important.
result of ignoring all the girls because the people in front of me were more important, they all came over and talked to me. And some of them even said, a
Yeah.
couple of them said, "Are you gay?" And I went, "No, why?" "Well, you're not watching us." And I went, okay,
Are
so
you
let me
seriously?
let me explain.
Oh,
I haven't seen these people in a very long time. And I think it's all perspective. And for
oh,
us, we we have so many adventures under our belt. We have been to different countries. We have spent
oh, yeah, yeah,
dozens of hours on the road, and I'm
yep,
every single one of those moments I'm thankful for, because the
yep.
paradox of life says there's no guarantee I get more of those moments. And I think that's something really important that people who are watching and listening pay attention to. And I'm going to say it
Mhm.
now, and I'll say it later. Um, when you're done watching or listening, pick up the phone and check in with someone. Say hi,
Whoever,
send them a
yeah,
text,
yeah.
tell them you love them.
Doesn't matter who.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just do it. Yeah, and sometimes it feels awkward because you haven't spoken or seen somebody for a long time. But even a more reason to pick up the phone or do whatever, because you know what? There's no time frame attached to the amount of time that you spend with people. Just to connect and just, talk for 5 minutes. That's fine.
that's
It
right.
doesn't necessarily have to be an hour or something. Just a couple of minutes is fine. And
Yes.
and the next time you make it 10 minutes. And next time you go like, oh, sorry, busy. I can't
So
do it.
in
Talk to you later.
in the food and beverage business, there's a term called table touching, and it's
Mm,
what happens typically when the manager of
right.
an establishment comes to the table to check in and see how things are
Yeah.
and engage you. It's not a long conversation. You don't get to find out all about him and his family and the cruise that they've got planned for later in the year, or the fact
Right.
that they're going through
Right.
bankruptcy court or what. It's nothing like that. They're just checking in, and
Yeah.
it's memorable because I remember every single time a manager stops by a table to check in.
Yeah.
And there are some restaurants that I will regularly patronize because of that. The food is not spectacular, but the service is out of this world. And that for me is important. And those table touches are just as important for the people in our lives. And
Yeah.
honestly, it
Exactly.
literally, for me, I don't
Exactly.
I don't let the opportunity slip away when someone pops into
Mm,
my head that I haven't thought about in a while, or I
yeah.
think about infrequently. I'll just reach out
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, you popped into my head, and I hope everything is wonderful in your world, and I just want you to know I appreciate you," or something like that. Just
Yeah.
always
Like
delivering
that.
positive positive notes, because
Yep.
this is another thing I think is real important, and maybe this is a topic that we can explore in an episode, and that is, you have the paradox of life, which is a truth. you have the paradox of social media, which to me is a fabricated snapshot. You know, when people do the whole, they take their phone and they're like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right? And
Well,
then
yeah,
they post this picture along with whatever their hashtags are because they're influencers. Don't believe it. It's a lie because you don't know what's happening before, you don't know what's happening after. And I think we lose sight of
yep,
that, and especially kids today. And uh, I recognize personally that every
yeah,
moment has to count, and my presence, I want to count for something. And that's why if you see my social media,
mm,
regardless of which account it is, I'm sharing something positive. I'm sharing something upbeat, entertaining, educational, fun. Very rarely do I share
mm.
something like I shared with Mike and Tony. But even at the end, I reminded people, listen, man, this isn't guaranteed. The moment you're in right now, that's guaranteed. So do something with
Yeah,
it.
that is so. Yeah, exactly. So what you are posting most of the times are pretty mundane in the eyes of other people. But that's exactly what life is all about. Just
Yes.
the little things in life that will make you happy and go like
Yeah.
and give you a smile on your face.
Yeah, come
Not
on.
like, whoa, look at that, where he went or she.
It's
That's totally irrelevant.
and I
It's
think
nice, but it doesn't add anything to anybody's life. Not their
no,
own, not yours,
it's
nothing.
to me the mundane is just as important as the details. And you know,
More important.
me posting photos of us eating hotting
Mm.
and us going shopping,
Yeah,
whether it's
yeah.
in the market or at the thrift store, that's
And
fun,
also,
man. That's
also
life.
it's very important what you just said because you picked up the term social media. But social media is a big, broad spectrum of things. Like you can have the bullshit, you have the little TikTok or the YouTube short, which is fine. I look at them because it's funny sometimes. You watch clips and you go like, that's a form of entertainment for me, you know. And you also have the other social media that goes like the people who share, oh look, I'm in Phuket in Thailand. Look at me. Oh, I'm in such a good place. I'm so much fun. I'm the best person in the world. I
Right,
love it.
right,
Stuff like that, which is all bullshit as well. But that uh, makes people uh, or tends to make people less happy about their own lives because if you perceive that as the reality, it's not the reality at all because it's a snapshot, as what you said. It's a snapshot of somebody making a picture somewhere. That's it. And it doesn't mean that he's particularly happy because
right.
he may have had a shitty day because he had a shitty breakfast this morning as a hotel, and he had been a bad had a bad taxi cab ride on the way to the beach. So it's all relative.
Context. Context is
That's
always
aspect.
important.
Yeah, but that's aspect two of social media. Then you have another social media, and that's the media. It's about people who want to make money of news and items and stuff like that, which is
Right.
very important. Which is very important to keep an eye out. What are they telling you? Is it
Yes.
plausible? Nah, I don't know. Just always be careful what you take for granted and for what's true.
You always my thing is and it's
Cheers.
been attributed to several people, the expression trust but verify.
Yeah,
And
extremely important.
I tell people all the time, like, look, I'm vetting this information for me, not for you. But if I find something out that you need to know about because it contradicts the information you're providing, I will share it. Now, I don't care if you believe it or digest it, but I think
Nee.
it's important that you know. And I think always a photo, the best photo should tell a story and should never be something taken out of context. And we have, you know, you mentioned Leon before. We have photos in Paris. We have photos in your backyard. We have photos at
Yes.
Lowlands.
Yeah.
and you look at that picture and it is a mental trigger. You're like, oh yeah, yeah, oh
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah,
And
yeah, that.
the best kind of snapshots, and I compel people to challenge me on this. The best kind of snapshots are the ones that when they're positive, they evoke a smile. That's the reaction.
Yeah.
That's what it
Well,
should be.
yeah, it should be. And also, all this beautiful thing. If there's nobody there to share it with, nobody you love or whatever, or it's your family or your friends, doesn't matter. If you're alone, are you at the most beautiful place in the world? There's not much there to enjoy it with.
You don't you don't
You
get
can might
to
as well,
you don't
yeah,
get
you
to
can might
share
as
or
well look at
celebrate
a
your
freaking picture.
right, right. I think we need people in our lives to help us celebrate those accomplishments. Otherwise, they fall
Tuurlijk.
flat, right?
Natuurlijk, of course. Ja,
You get
natuurlijk.
you get
Yeah,
you get to the top of the mountain.
right.
You get your first paying gig. You land a thing and it's really important to share it with others. And people will question things like, well, marriage. Why bother getting married? Why not just stay single? I'm like, well, okay, stay single. There's nothing wrong with staying single if it's what
No,
you believe needs to happen for you. You just have to be aware of what you're getting into. And
yeah, yeah,
staying single means you don't really have um the same kind of anchor. It's not bad. It's just different. Being married also creates a certain set of limitations. But here's the thing, and this I think is also something that goes back to the paradox of life.
yeah,
We enjoy a
yeah,
certain level of personal freedom when we recognize our limitations, but we also recognize our abilities and we
right.
stand on the abilities. Like I know, and I'm constantly discovering what my limitations are, but I also look to constantly push the
Mm,
boundaries on my abilities, and being able to
right.
connect with people is an important thing for me.
It is, but it's
And
for
I
obvious reasons.
yeah,
For obvious reasons.
yep.
Whatever you believe, we are a social species.
Yes,
That's
we
what
are.
it's all about. You need everybody. You can't be alone in your life. Then you're miserable. There are people like go like, oh, I don't need anybody else. Yes, you do. You need everybody else in the world.
I think the
Because
problem
if you
to
don't,
to your
what's
point,
I mean, my point is that if you could, well, you can, but if you could, let's suppose the world goes to shit, Armageddon, yeah, you have a choice. You
more
step
than it
on a
is now.
spaceship. Yeah, no, just the real thing.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
goes to
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
The
yeah,
whole world goes down, south, kaput, alles zu scheiße. Yeah,
yeah.
and you have a choice. You can go along with it and perish into the Armageddon, or you can hop on a spaceship, you go to the moon, and you'll be there alone. What do you do?
Go to the moon.
Go, really? What are you going to do there? Sit there and look at
Am I
because
going
there's nothing
alone?
left.
Am I going
Yeah.
alone? No,
Yes.
I'm going to gather some friends and we'll build a shelter and we'll figure out how to survive a
Yes.
world.
I rest my case
Yeah.
because that's
So
how much you need yourself.
that's
All
a
by yourself. That's nothing.
no,
Yeah.
that's actually a great place to for us to wrap up this episode. And I want to add to that one thing because
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with people and it's a topic I feel very strongly about and it's something that
Yeah.
I've given talks on in
Yeah.
conferences and it's no matter who you are in the world and no matter what your accomplishments are, whatever you have achieved, no matter how high up socially, civilly, or corporately your ranking is, you didn't do it
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
You did not accomplish that by yourself. It was a team that helped you.
Always.
And
Always.
it's the same thing. The painful thing, and we both know because we love animals, the the contract when you have a pet, whether it's a cat, dog, horse, pig, or what have you, the
Yeah,
contract is a simple one. We we're there to care and feed. They are there to provide unrequited love, which means that no matter
yeah,
how crappy our attitude might be on a particular day, they still love us. And they have only one request.
yeah,
As they leave to go to wherever it is they're going next, when they shuffle off that mortal coil, as Shakespeare wrote, ours needs to be the last face they see. And it
yeah,
is the most painful thing in the world, the most painful thing in the world to say goodbye to anything
yeah,
that's energy that embodies love for us,
yeah,
whether it's a friend, a family member, or a furry critter. But
yeah.
it shouldn't. It's the same as you getting your heart broken. Doesn't mean you're not going to love again. You're
Right.
missing out. You're missing out.
Yeah,
If you get your heart broken, if you audition for a job and you don't get it, you keep going. You keep going. The paradox of life is
right,
there are people who are going to be there to support you. And even when
right.
they're not, their energy is still there. And that's a really important thing that I want people to take away from today's episode. That, and also when you're done watching and listening, reach out and touch someone. It could be a
Yep.
text, it could be a call, but do it.
Very good idea. Yeah. And my last comment would be like the paradox of life, tapping into that suggestion or a statement or whatever you want to call it, is that, you want to hold on to life from everybody that you love or yourself. But how would it be like if everybody would be there forever? It would be boring as hell. So there is a time for everybody to go.
Yep.
And and by the time that happens, you have to cherish the life that they led and the joy that you had from those people. That's it.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
that's my opinion. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we have arrived at the end of another episode, and not as giddy and
Yeah.
joyful, but hopefully,
Why
as
not?
always, you took something out of it. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
As Tone says, click like, subscribe, tell your friends, even
Yeah.
tell your
Yeah.
enemies' friends, tell your family,
Yeah.
and
Also,
call your family.
also, this Saturday, next coming Saturday, is the last. Mike is going to be in the middle of a big group of people in the
I
stage
know.
in front of him, and we're going to enjoy his life.
Yeah.
See, that's what we're going to do. Of course,
Celebration
we
of
have to
life,
say
brother.
goodbye. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Nope.
I don't think we are going to see him ever again. But some people think otherwise. That's fine.
Sure.
But we enjoy his life. We enjoy the time that we had together, and we enjoy everything that he brought us, and we were able to give to him. Thanks. That's
Thank
it.
you. I I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's a great way to wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let us know your
Yeah.
thoughts. Please spread the word, and please, if there's someone you've been thinking about calling or getting in touch with or sending a text to, do it now.
Right. Or leave a comment down below,
Do it all. Get in touch with
please,
them and leave a comment.
to
All
us.
right, folks, take care,
Yeah,
and
man.
we will see you on the next one.
That was so much fun. Pretty philosophical,
Later.
but still a lot of fun. Yeah,
It
later.
was. It was. See you soon.
Doei.